候変動の影響を大きく受ける国パラオ、海面上昇、海水温上昇による生態系への影響、台風や暴風雨による被害、パラオの豊かな自然を守り、人と自然がうまく共存していくために、パラオがどんな気候変動対策を行っているのか、お話を伺います。これからパラオの大統領にお会いして、パラオの現状や気候変動への取り組みについてお聞きしたいと思います。はじめまして。
Hi, good afternoon.
高梨沙羅と申します。今回は貴重なお時間いただきありがとうございます。
Welcome to Palau, and we're so pleased that you can visit us. And hopefully this will continue to build the strong relationships that Palau and Japan already have. So. 私はスキージャンプ競技という競技をやらさせていただいてるんですけど、その中で、試合であったりとかトレーニングで世界を回らさせていただく機会が多く、近年は気候変動の影響で雪がなかなか積もらず、人工雪で、試合が開催されたりとか、練習のその期間が少なくなってしまったりと、身をもって肌で気候変動の影響を感じています。なので次世代の子どもたちに雪を残していくためにもジャンプフォーザースプロジェクトという、自然の美しさを見て学んで守っていくっていう活動をさせていただいています。 Climate change is something that is affecting everyone. We always like to say as big ocean states, we suffer the biggest impact of climate change. Sea level rise, droughts, storms, and also the extreme heat is causing coral bleaching. The challenge of climate change is not isolated to just islands. It's affecting everybody. So thank you for highlighting the impacts on snow, on yuki. That's a Palauan word. Yuki is a Palauan word. Because in Palauan language, more than 1,000 words are Japanese words. It's so important that we come together. We share same culture, we share same language, but we also share the same challenge when it comes to climate change. What are since you arrived in Palau, what have been your thoughts of Palau?
私実は初めてパラオに来ることができたんですけれども、今までイメージしてたパラオのイメージは海がやはりメインで綺麗だなと思いながら、いろんなことを想像しながらパラオに来た時に、海ももちろん綺麗なんですけど、森の自然も素晴らしいなと感じることができたので、やはり今回来た中では海であったりとかマングローブ林を見させていただいたんですけど、そのマングローブ林の美しさであったりとか、そこに生息している生物であったり、すごく興味を惹かれるものがたくさんありました。
That's so important that you bring up mangroves. Mangroves are a very important carbon sink to sequester the carbon released from fossil fuels. And so protecting the mangroves helps reduce the impact of climate change, which helps ensure that we have snow and other things that we depend on in our environment. So it's important that we all learn from nature and what it has to offer us and how we need to protect it and together. Have you been out swimming?
A little bit. Just 10 minutes.
Well, you definitely have to see more of the ocean while you're here.
Yeah, I hope so.
But we also want you to be introduced to our culture, see a little bit of our history. One of the principles, or I guess what's allowed us to live sustainably, is our cultural practices. And one of those cultural practices is a practice called the Bul, B-U-L.
B-U-L って何ですか?
So Bul is basically a declaration that the chiefs would make. They say that reef has been overfished or that forest has been overhunted.
So we will stop taking anything from there and allow it to revive and rejuvenate, to be healthy. And so it's basically a management practice that we practice for thousands of years to ensure sustainable use of our environment to be able to survive.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I think it's something that we need to practice globally to ensure that we can continue to live sustainably and ensure a healthy planet.
パラオは観光地としても人気が高いと思うんですけれども、観光の、振興と環境保護をどのように両立させているんでしょうか？
That's a very important question, and I think a question that we always wrestle with, because we understand that one of our main responsibilities is that we need to be good stewards of what God has given us, and be sure to pass on to the next generation at least something better than what we received. And there's always constant pressure. We need more tourists, but we also need the right kind of tourists. We need tourists that care about our environment and not destroy what we have. So as you know, when you come into the airport in Palau, they make you stamp your passport, and it's the Palau pledge. And we only want you to leave footprints and be able to take care of what we have so that the next people can enjoy, the next generation can enjoy. So that's really the balance. We have to, we've been, have areas that we protect because we also believe that if you protect those areas, there's spillover effects. Those fishes that live in those protected areas can spill over to the places that you fish. So it's about managing that ecosystem and ensuring that we balance protection with production. Yeah. And we really want to ensure that it's a win-win. Visitors come and enjoy. Visitors come and protect. Visitors come and provide economic benefits so that they provide jobs, but good paying jobs to people so they can take care of their families. There's revenue for the government to take care of the services that the people they need. So everybody can be happy. That's the ultimate goal.
太平洋の島国であるパラオは気候変動の影響を受けやすい土地だとは思うんですけれども、具体的にどのような影響を受けてますか？
One of the direct impacts that we see of climate change is storms. We didn't used to have lots of typhoons, but in the last 10 years we had two major typhoons. One was to the north, and it was in the island of Kayango. Every home was destroyed, including the school. And so we've had to rebuild and get those people back. There was another one that also, because of the storm surge, the whole east coast of Palau, all the homes were destroyed. We also see that with sea level rise, water coming into our taro swamps where we grow our taro. And so it kills the taro when the water goes inside, sea salt water goes inside. And like I shared, coral bleaching. So you see on the reefs, some coral dying because of the heat. And then also jellyfish at our jellyfish lake where you can swim with them. If you go there now, you don't see the quantities that we had before. And this event has happened 3 times, 1997, 2015, again in 2022. And now they know it's very much tied to heat. And because of those extreme heat conditions, they've disappeared. The only difference this time is they haven't come back as fast. And that's concerning because will those cycles continue until there's no more? We don't want that to happen, right? That's something that was unique and special to Palau. So it's losing that biodiversity. That's what is unique about Palau, that is at risk. And that puts our livelihoods at risk too because we depend on tourism. We depend on taro. When we have to rebuild every time everything is destroyed by storms, it sets us back.
パラオにとって脱炭素が重要な理由とは何ですか？
Well, You know, I've been to many COPs. This would be 3 years I've been to 3 COPs. That's the convention of the parties on UNFCCC, the United Climate Change, right? My first COP, I made a statement, and the statement was, you might as well bomb us. The reason I made that statement is that the impacts of climate change is like a slow death. Slowly we're getting more and more and more impacts. If you just bombed us, it would be finished one time. We don't have to suffer. But I think sometimes we need to help people understand that's the gravity of the decisions that we make every day when we choose to use fossil fuels. So what's important for us is that everybody has to take their part, do their part in trying to reduce the use of fossil fuels, whether it's using renewable energy for powering homes, it's eating vegetarian, eating local foods. It has to do with the decisions we make every day, or using recycled glass or recycling. These are all decisions that each one of us have to make to help reduce our carbon emissions. It's going to take all of us.
It's important things, yeah.
We are very excited about the OTEC technology because it's clean energy, it's stable energy, and helps us in our progress for decarbonization. Kumejima model is not only does it provide power, but then there's minerals you can get, there's water, there's aquaculture and agricultural products. So it's really a whole system. And I think probably a very important one. And we're really excited about working with JICA and making that a reality here in Palau to demonstrate to the world that we can decarbonize and but at the same time it's has so many other benefits. So in Palau we've set a goal to be totally carbon free in 2032. It's a very aggressive goal, but we want to try, and we need partners, and partnering with JICA and Kumejima is one of those ways we can get there.
自家用車依存を減らすために JICA の協力でテスト運行している路線バスへの期待をお聞かせいただけるでしょうか。
Well, even though we're a small island, sometimes we have traffic problems. But I think more importantly, encouraging people to use mass transportation also reduces our carbon footprint, because now you're being more efficient. And then hopefully we can move to the next stage, which is a battery bus or a hydrogen bus, something that operates using renewable energy. And that way we're continuing to do another way to solve our energy problem. So we're thankful for JICA sending us the experts, because one of the things that we're used to doing is everybody wants to drive their own car or do their own schedule. Trying to modernize that and helping them understand there's a schedule, there's a bus, how do we make it work? Because Japan, you have great transportation systems, subways, bullet trains, and of course buses. So we got to get that system to work so that we can ultimately reduce our carbon footprint.
私も実は路線バスを乗らせていただいたんですけれども、すごくたくさんの方が利用されているようで、やっぱりこの街の中の移動の路線バスの重要性というものを身に染みて感じました。
Yeah, and it has to be step by step. You have to help people understand. But you know, we also have to let them know that if you ride the bus, you're also saving the planet. It's just like the jump for the earth, right?
Yeah.
Ride the bus is the same concept. Yeah.
バス導入への期待を教えていただきたいです。
I think with the introduction of the public transportation, it will really help a lot of people. So I know you've been in Palau, you've seen that there's a lot of cars, and the price of fuel is very expensive. So the introduction of the public bus system will really help a lot of people who do not own vehicles, and for the elderly people, and also for the younger generations, like high school students that are able to ride the bus alone. So I hope this public transportation project will gain more interest in the Palauan minds, and they'll start using the public transportation and less on using their vehicles. Maybe they can use it on the weekend, so they can save gas and kind of help save the environment. Because Palau is very pristine and a paradise destination.
Sounds good.
I have test drove the electric car or electric vehicles, and they've been, I think, introduced and tested in Palau. We're a small island. You don't need very big batteries. You can get around. So I think for the future, it's something that's can be used. I just share one challenge I think that we have. Currently, most of our energy that we get on the grid to charge comes from diesel fuel. That doesn't really help, right? So you need to have also charging stations for those that are made with renewable energy. So I think that's one of the things that the T plan, they're trying to look at, having also solar charging stations so that we can really decarbonize. So we're looking forward to hopefully that becomes a reality in the near future.
日本の協力はパラオの気候変動対策や、環境保全の取り組みにどう役立ってますか?
They're all helping us with decarbonization, but I think probably the biggest project and most important to help in that journey is the new power lines that are you can see them being erected now, which will basically turn the southern part of Palau, create a southern loop, and that'll hopefully stabilize the grid so we can allow more renewable energy onto the grid to help us in our decarbonization. So really JICA's efforts have been comprehensive in helping us on that journey. JICA, of course, and the people of Japan are a very important part of that because you have the technology and the resources to help us on that journey, so we're very grateful.
私も街の中で電線を立てている様子を拝見して、開発が進んでいるんだなと思いました。
Yes, so that is the big JICA project that's going on. Very important and critical for stabilizing the grid and allowing us to put more renewable energy on the grid. So.
今後日本とのパートナーシップをどのような未来を目指したいですか?
We like to say that our partnership with Japan is togobetsu.
Togobetsu.
Yeah, it's togobetsu because I think because we're family. Yeah, 20% of Palauans have Japanese ancestry. Palauans and Japanese have a very close relationship. I think these types of projects and cooperations continue to bring us closer together. And one of the unique things about Palau is Japan has many islands. And what we do here or you do on those islands, we can share with each other, learn from each other on how to tackle these problems, such as climate change.
気候変動は全世界にとって差し迫った課題だと思いますが、今後世界はどのようにこの問題に立ち向かえばよいのでしょうか?
In Palau, it's transitioning. You have to solve the energy crisis or the energy problem if you want to solve the climate problem. So it begins by going renewable or reducing our carbon footprint. Japan has helped us in those areas. And then, one of the things that I learned, I've been attending many of these COP conferences, is a person was presenting on how to go into the solid waste dumps, extract materials, and build batteries. Isn't that a great thing? It's just like taking the recycled glass or turning plastic into fuel so they can burn. So I think there's other less destructive ways of getting what we need to produce batteries, but also be open to new technologies. And so we have to embrace technology. We have to find ways to use it safely. Let's do it in a safe way and make sure that we're all protected.
Yeah. 気候変動危機の最前線にあるパラオから国際社会に向けたメッセージをお願いいたします。
Well, I think most importantly, the climate change crisis affects everyone. And that means everyone on this planet, almost 8 billion people, have to actively participate in making changes in their lives to solve the climate crisis. Whether it's the car you drive, it's walking more, it's eating vegetarian, all of these little things add up to helping us live sustainably. It's everyone's responsibility.
It's true. Thank you so much.
どうもありがとう
ありが
ございます。
とうございました。
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much.
Mesura.
Sula. Very good. Yeah.